You people are in for a treat. I'm here as a executive special reporter, codenamed Little Shadow, to let you guys in on some a review of sorts. Let's say, um, I'm going to show you guys some things that have been going on online. Obviously, there's lots of stuff going on online, but now you can see it firsthand here. It's a sight to behold. So the one thing I like doing is I like going online and I like debating people, talking to people. The thing is that the people that I'm interested in talking to aren't really interested in talking to me. They're interested in talking to people that they already agree with. So I'm sure you've met people like this in your life before. Um, but there's a interesting echo chambers that I like to come into and ask questions, and then immediately usually get kicked out of or blocked. But it's amazing. It's an amazing thing. I'll show you guys what I've been doing lately. This is kind of a review. I've been doing this for years, honestly, but I find it very interesting. You probably will too. Um, okay, so here we usually use Reddit for this. So a little while back, I made a post on capitalism versus socialism, a subreddit, which is basically a message board um, on capitalism versus socialism. But all it is full. It's just full of socialists or communists. So actually, basically, just socialists and communists, which is pretty much the same thing. But anyway, they beg to differ. Um, so I essentially made a post asking, um, why can't communists, these people that I'm have this line to, a line of communication to, um, why can't they just go somewhere and start a commune? You know, like a communist. Communists live in communes, I would say. You could start a commune. You start a commune pretty much anywhere. You can have your own bylaws, all this stuff. Anyway, um, I make a point usually of never swearing or using capital letters when I'm on arguing with people online, because you never listen to people that just use capital letters, right? I know some of you guys in the comment section. It's all you use. It's like your keyboard doesn't have little letters. Anyway, um, so yeah, I essentially asked, why can't you just start a community anywhere? You could start. You guys can go pool your money together. You and your friends, you and your little buddies. You can go pool your money together and go buy like land in the Northwest Territories or whatever, Northern Ontario. I don't give a shit. Somewhere, wherever you want. You can start your own town. Do whatever you want. Go do that somewhere else instead of bothering everybody with your BS. You know, because basically my point of doing this is it's already a gotcha, pretty much. So yeah, because like I already know the answers that I'm gonna get. I'm never gonna get an honest one, that's for sure. I will bet you $50 right here. Bet you a Mackenzie King if I ever get a honest response out of these people. I think I'll be holding on to this anyway. Um, so let's see what some of these responses are. All right. Okay. So la di da di da here. There we go. Why can't you just go start your own thing somewhere else? I didn't really word it exactly the best, but could have done a little bit better, but whatever. But yes, always make a point to be civil online, because obviously flying off the handle doesn't get you anywhere. But my patience is only like I only have so much. Okay. Be you of any political ideology, philosophy, or whatever. And my grammar is atrocious as well. Why don't you just find like-minded people? The internet now exists. It shouldn't be too difficult. Y'all seem to have found your own little groups already anyway. And and go fuck off somewhere and do whatever thing you and your like-minded friends want to go do. Pool your money. Reasonable. Buy a ranch. Or something. Somewhere. Nobody cares where. Where nobody gives a shit about what you do. Is that too much to ask? Isn't that your end goal anyway, basically? Which is it not? Just be skipping a lot of steps. Just go do it. You're allowed. Go ahead. But that's not the point, right? The point is to be a pain in the ass and whine and complain about the system that's in now. Because you probably don't have a job or something. Yeah, wouldn't it be easier to put the effort you're putting in attempting to force people who don't think as you do or agree with you towards that? Isn't that just an all-around positive? You go do what you want and leave the people who clearly don't want your help and will motor on just fine without you and their established institutions alone, so they can continue to live as they wish and you as you wish. Isn't forcing your beliefs or ideologies on other people wrong? Correct? Maybe not to collectivists, but I guess we'll see. Basically, you're like talking to the Borg here. It's just all automatons. There are a couple smart cookies in here that have actually read a couple like manifestos or books that will spew that at you, but it's still just easily refutable. Okay, so let's see what we got here. All right. And Anemone says r/unocracy. That's exactly what we want to build. Okay, let's see what this is. Okay, what is a unocracy? That's a good question. Summed up in one paragraph. All right. Because we're interested in what people have to say, aren't we? We're interested in what the other side of the aisle has to say. Why not? You should be well informed on those who you wish to argue against about their philosophies. It would be wise to do so. Unocracy. Okay, sure. Is a political system based entirely on individual choice. Okay. It's literally the exact opposite of communism, but okay. It will always be better to choose for yourself than to have someone choose for you. Okay, so that's an anarchist then. Democracy or autocracy, I don't think that's how you spell that one anyway, are both tyrannies. Democracy is a tyranny. Okay. Are both tyrannies. That's not a word, because they are both system of how someone will choose for your and force you to attempt their choice. Jeez. Okay, so you're a libertarian in the minimum and a anarchist by definition, basically. That's what that means. You don't need to make a new word for that or a new subreddit. That's ridiculous. Tyrannies is no word, by the way. And individual choice is the exact opposite of communism. Just to let you know. Yeah. Communism is the philosophy of the collective is more important than the individual. And decisions are made upon that foundation by the government. That's exactly what we want. So this has no place here. Okay, great. Down vote. I replied, excellent. Okay, mystifying. You can't escape capitalism. This is my home and I like living here. Okay, sure. Didn't. What? I guess that's sarcastic. All right. Even billionaires, regardless of their pollux, can't get war-torn African nations to give them land so that they can LARP as emperors. LARP is live-action roleplay. So they can LARP as emperors. Okay. Pretty sure the Chinese have been doing that, but all right. The only reasonable way to establish something on your own is to get a few hundred guys with guns to invade Tuvalu and hope that nobody actually notices it for a few decades. No, you can start your own. You can start your own town. You can incorporate your own town with its own bylaws and its own mayor, and basically, all you have to do is have the same basic laws, like capital laws. And then otherwise you can kind of dictate how you want your town's economy to run as you see fit. All right. I mean, technically you can. All right. Somebody's starting to think. DJ Salty Nuts. Nice. I love these guys' usernames. It's hilarious. DJ Salty Nuts says, I mean, technically you can. Just arm yourselves and your closest comrades. Great word. Great term, comrades. You see that a lot. Just arm yourselves. I don't see why. And your closest comrades and start forcefully taking over state institutions. Yeah, no, that's not what I'm talking about nor suggesting. That's violence. That's forcefully. That would be violence. Okay. So you don't want to do that forcefully. That's not what I'm suggesting. See, this is the thing. I wouldn't say I use perfect English. My grammar, as I said, is atrocious. Definitely could have worded that better. Should have sent it through ChatGPT anyway. These people get the gist of what I said, obviously, because they're responding to it, but they're not responding to the premise that I laid out whatsoever. They're blocked mentally about. They pick and choose here and see, they stop at a certain sentence or something, and then they just respond. They don't listen to they don't read the whole thing. They don't try to understand what I'm saying. They don't care to understand what I'm saying. Then they just say stuff like this. I mean, technically you can. Okay. So then you agree. And then it goes off the rails. Just arm yourselves. No. And start forcefully taking over state institutions. No. I'm saying go do it somewhere else. Okay. All right. Here's one. Green Meklar, sure, says, because the land is already owned and controlled by somebody else. No, it isn't. There is no free frontier left anymore. You live in the country, assuming this person's Canadian, you live in the country with basically almost the most free frontier. Have you ever seen the Northwest Territories? Do you know how big that fucking place is? Nunavut, huge. Go to Baffin Island. I don't give a shit. Go somewhere else. I don't care. Go do it somewhere else. There's no free frontier. There's lots of land you can buy off the crown. Lots and lots and lots of it. There's no free frontier left anymore other than perhaps in space. Nice. That's the final frontier, just so you know. In case this person isn't aware. I don't know if that's an unintentional Star Trek reference. And getting there is prohibitively expensive. Okay, you're talking about going to space. All right, great. Thanks. Of course, thinking too far along these lines just takes you to Georgism. Georgism. Okay, here we go. What the F is Georgism, I said. Okay, I think I looked it up, but I don't recall what it is, so we shall do it again together, because this is fun. Okay, Georgism. What is Georgism? People like to just have these super obscure terms to try and justify what they're saying and like their philosophies and stuff. Nobody's ever heard of this shit. Georgism, also called in modern times geoism, and known historically as the single tax movement, is an economic ideology holding that although people should own the value that they produce themselves, the economic rent derived from land, oh my god, including from all natural resources, the commons and urban locations should oh my god. Too much. The commons should belong equally to all members of society. Okay, that's communism. Developed from the writings of American economist and social reformer Henry George. Okay, so that's just communism. It's the exact same thing. Social justice, boom. Pollution rights, boom. It's the same bullshit. Same crap. What's the difference? It's the same. It's synonymous. I don't care for these trifled idiosyncratic belief systems. That's dumb. Okay. What is the point of this post? Xanadu13 says, what is the point of this post? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I made myself clear. This subreddit is called Capitalism versus Socialism. So obviously the point of it is to debate the merits of each and convince each other of what they think is right. Some people like to discuss politics or philosophy or whatever, so they come here. Correct. So if you don't like it, why are you posting here specifically? What? Most of Reddit is not about debate at all. So if you want to avoid places like this, you should be able to find it pretty easily. After all, like you said, the internet exists now, so that shouldn't be too difficult. It's called Capitalism versus Socialism. That's the name of the subreddit. It's inherently a debate forum. How is it not? It says versus right in the title of the forum. What the hell? Like, that is so, like, do you see what I'm saying here? Like how like incredibly stupid this is. These people are. Like how dumb you have to be to say something like that. I'm sorry, like, but what are you talking about? Like, I haven't even given, like, okay, so that's like what, 6-7 responses. There's 376 comments, by the way. But I've yet to find one that is any kind of valid response to what I said. And I have a lot of these posts. I've made a few of them, and they're fun. It's fun. This is fun. I could do this for hours. Okay, Browntown Anus Man. This is a great name. Browntown Anus Man says, instead of trying to improve anything in your life, why not just get a completely new one by yourself miles away from where you life, LOL. Also, all of the land on the planet is already governed federally. Sure, you can start your own town. I said this already a million times. Brown Town Anus Man. Instead of trying to improve anything in your life. No, you're not trying to improve anything in your life. You're trying to change other people's lives around you because you think that that's what is best for society. Um, but the thing is, you as an individual, Browntown Anus man, don't have the right to tell anybody else how to live their life or how to govern themselves. You have a voice in a vote, and that's about it. You can run for office if you want. You have the freedom to do as such. Uh, so improve anything in your life. I wasn't inherently saying that the people here in my original post, I wasn't really saying that they were, you know, trying, or that they should, that would be an improvement. I'm just saying get the fuck out of our hair. Don't bother people with your individual BS that you're projecting onto the society, the host society that you live in. You're like a parasite, like a guest. In economic philosophy terms. So you, as a guest, parasite, are trying to change the host system, which is, you know, legislative democracy. When you don't have the right to, nor should you be, like, just like, why don't you just conform to what you do now? Like, if you don't, go somewhere else and do it. Go anywhere else. I don't care. Wouldn't that be an improvement to your life? Go be with who's like more like-minded instead of just bothering the host system. Like, these people are we're all just fine over here. Don't need your input about changing fucking, like, you know, about upending society and like taking over institutions and shit. That's ridiculous. But I'll fight to the death for your right to say it. Okay. Man, Browntown aliens, man. That's great. I hope he shows up again. Mandatory fun escapee. Okay. Sounds like he'd be fun at parties. Socialist, not tanky. Okay. I know what a tanky is, but I don't need to get into it. The left does not need to go anywhere. The future is ours. Oh, here we go. Here's a regular freaking meathead. The left doesn't need to go anywhere. The future is ours. Sure. The right, though, you guys may want to start looking for new digs if you feel you can't peacefully coexist with the people you disagree with. See, this is what I'm talking about. That's what I just said, too. Oh, man. We have to go. We need to look for our new digs, because if I can't peacefully coexist with people I disagree with. Okay, so I'm already peacefully coexisting over here. Society is peacefully coexisting as it is. It's fine. It's got its problems, sure, but nobody wants to upend it completely. That would be a grotesque misadventure. But that's a different conversation. Peacefully coexist with people you disagree with. Okay, no, it's not about. I believe we're peacefully coexisting just fine, and I don't like that's why I'm on here. It's because I like to talk to people I disagree with. So should you. And okay, and it's not about peaceful coexistence. You're literally trying to undermine our government and society overtly. That's a little different. So that's gaslighting, 100%. Okay. The future of the Republican Party, don't care. Looks much like the current Libertarian Party. Don't care. Little power, dumb elected officials. All the elected officials are dumb. And propped up by an uneducated and annoying base that's sensible that sensible folks think of as somewhere between kooks and extremists. Sure. I don't give a fuck. Like, what do you... All right. That's a subjective definition, at the least. No one wants feudalism 2.0. Yes, you do. With Christo-fascist characteristics, guys, it ain't happening. Okay. That's old. That's paleo Republicans that he's talking about. Those Republicans aren't really around anymore much. Yes, there's lots of Christians, and there's more Christians in on the right side of center for sure. Fascists, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about when you call them a fascist. That's just false. Yeah, okay, all right. Here's my replies here. You're absolutely delusional, friend. See, that's friendly. Okay, here we go. Ooh, here's a response. What an excellent argument. You have completely changed my mind. I never thought of that. Like, what? I'm supposed to... Yeah, you want me to change your mind after you make a statement like that? Jesus. What an excellent... Okay. But seriously, okay. Do you think the right is going to be getting their mojo back? Boom. Oh, my God. Blah, 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 blah. Holy crap. MAGA chuds. Nice. Not American, but whatever. I speak the language of American politics. The right has fucked itself. It's going to fall soon. That doesn't make any sense. Even this year, the RNC only has half of the election funding the DNC does. Okay. All right. McCarthy was fired because he couldn't deliver the crazy things to the MAGA fact. Okay, whatever. Who cares? Crush MAGA candidates. Good for you. Excellent. I don't care. Progressive Dems can split off and start kicking the pants off the corporate Dems? That would split your vote, you idiot. Oh my God. All right, so I did have a response to this. Okay, and he keeps going. I can't respond to speeches, friend. How about one question at a time? I'm more than willing to talk to you, but just limit yourself, please. It isn't a speech. That's not a speech. That's not a speech. Look at that. Ridiculous. That's not a speech. It's a series of facts indicating a central point. Being what? It's an organized. It's organized, and you can read. Yeah. Okay. Sure. TLDR. That means too long didn't read. Which we did, but you get the gist of it. It's in rambling nonsense. The right in America is dying out. Blah 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 blah. Okay. All right. Well, okay. Let's do the TLDR then. The right in America is dying out. No, it's not. False. It is their own fault due to unpopular policies. Very well may be true. Extremism. False. Hate. We'll get back to hate. We'll talk about hate. It's an interesting term that people have been using now. It is irreversible. Sure. In your eyes, I guess. It's what you call a straw man argument. I originally predicted that the right would be incapable of winning national races with the gerrymandering and the electoral college by 2032. We may already be at that point. Okay, well, great. That's good that you made that prediction. Dude, that's what a speech is, for fuck's sakes. Holy hell, a conversation debate means list one, just ducking one, then allow me to respond. Understand? No, I'm starting to get a little impatient. Edit. Blah 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 blah. Oh my lord. Okay, so This is ridiculous. He's saying the same thing over and over again, which is nothing. Like literally, if you want to read this, you can. It's not. I have okay. You don't address the content because you don't have a counterpoint. A counterpoint to what? What to this? What are you talking about? Ugh. I said one thing. Just say one thing and then I'll respond to it. My lord. You don't address the content because you don't have a counterpoint. Okay. Okay, here we go too. This guy's just trying to get into semantics. I remember this now. Edit. Also, no it isn't. Speeches are, speech. Audio out loud. You can gish gallop in a speech. That's basically what this guy's doing. But in writing, that is harder. It doesn't. Okay, you just right there proved that it can be done. You just said it yourself right there. It can be done, and that's what you're doing. And I didn't pivot. I just gave you a long list of all the reasons the left is the future of the future of the Republican Party will relatively soon be no more than another shameful part of America's past, like the Whigs. Okay, that wasn't America, but okay. You don't address the content because you have no counterpoint. Yes, because you're such a genius. Let me boil it down. The right is dying out. Okay, God, you've again and again and again saying the same bullshit over and over and over. So the left doesn't need to go anywhere. The future is ours. Okay. I guess you've never heard of a speechwriter then. There's a response. There's a response. Audio out loud. Yeah, I guess they don't write speeches people don't read speeches that have been pre-written on a piece of paper, huh? Address the content of what, dude? Your asinine political prognostications. Nice polysyllabic word. How about no, Scott? And then man, I'm such a dick. And then an Austin Powers reference. It's not my job to untangle the web of delusional bullshit you've got rattling around that empty can of yours, man. Just believe me when I tell you this. You have no idea what you're talking about. Absolutely no idea. Now I'm just, I don't care what he's saying. He's just rambling nonsense, raving lunatic. Yeah, speechwriters write a script, which is then delivered as a speech. Oh, God. See the shit I have to deal with here? You see what I'm talking about? OP means original post. So original poster me is getting cooked alive by these comments. LOL. Okay. It's kind of sad how he's still trying to fight it all on his own. Yeah. I don't give a shit. I don't need people to help me make my point. I don't care. It's okay. Don't be sad. This is me now. It's okay. Don't be sad. Nobody here has answered my wait a second. I'll get back to that. It's okay. Don't be sad. Nobody here has answered my questions or understood what I said. Just more of the same straw man BS. I honestly don't understand how you people function properly. I don't think they do. Apologies. I was drunk when I wrote that. I'm not planning to use straw mans. See, I don't know if he's being sarcastic. So I'm going to upvote that. It doesn't matter. Engels wrote a book about this. Socialism, utopian, and scientific. Okay, it's got really nothing to do with science, but all right. And if it's social science, then it's not science. Social science is social science, and science is science. They've tried many times, but inevitably, Jenny CD. Okay. They've tried it many times, and it inevitably ends in disaster. The Chaz Autonomous Zone was basically a hilarious speedrun. Agree. Highest murder rate in the world. built walls to keep certain races of people out, had violent law enforcement. Also true. Good point. Very good point. I like it. Some people start commune, but the main point is to change the world. No, it isn't. Nor should it be. That's ridiculous. How about clean your room first? Oh, look at the socialist squirm. Okay. I'm not going to upload that. Whatever. All right. Okay, that's enough for today. Okay, we'll pause this right here. I'm going to tab this. Tab it. Pin tab. There we go. All right. Well, see, now you see some of the handicap that some people are dealing with nowadays online. It's fun to talk to these people because they don't know anything about anything. This doesn't make any sense. It's just asinine BS. So anyway, this has been your special report in the segment Virtual Affairs, and hopefully we'll come back and have another one because this was fun. It's just you can see what people are up against here. What we're up against is not. These people aren't going to any Mensa meetings anytime soon, if you know what I mean. All right. Special Executive Reporter, codename Little Shadow, signing off.